Hi everybody, this is Susan Sanford from Vineyard Complementary Medicine. I am here tonight to talk to you about home remedies to prevent and manage lower back pain. These are some simple things that you can do on your own at home to make sure that your back doesn't hurt, to help stop and prevent any sciatic symptoms. And I'm going to go over any issues that relate to any potential mechanical issues in your back, disc issues, and even if you have some stenosis. So there's a couple different differentiations about how the exercises that you do. So we'll just go over them and differentiate why you're going to do these different exercises. So we're going to go over how to make your own roll and what products are out there that you can use. What movements to do for different diagnoses, and then my 4 favorite exercises that I do on a regular basis. So first we're going to start with our roll. This is a McKenzie roll. We are certified to do the mechanical low back treatment and diagnosis by McKenzie, and this is a lumbar roll that they sell. They're pretty cheap. We sell them for about $20. It's just a roll. It's about 4 inches wide. If you don't feel like buying one, you can just make your own towel roll. I just whipped one together with some elastic bands and a bath towel. Let me show you how to use them. You take your favorite chair, like so. And this one has a strap on it. Put it in the chair. It goes right in the small of your back, okay? And if you don't have the roll, then you grab the bath towel. Traveling in a car, I have used, I've rolled up a jacket, sweatshirt, anything. So you just tuck it in the small of your back. Now this isn't just enough, because then you just press into it. So you want to make sure that you do, my favorite thing is what I call the wiggle back. So you do the wiggle back, really jam your buns. You can see your buns, or if you're more into the anatomy, your ischial tuberosities, which are your sits bones, and you want to prop them back as far as you can to where the seat of the chair meets the back, and then you fill in the space with whatever you have, whether it's the homemade roll or the bought roll or the sweatshirt, okay? And then you're good to go, okay? So just make sure, really, anytime you're sitting, you need to maintain that inward curve of your back. It's called the lordosis. And what that does is that helps to keep your disc fluid in the center of the disc space. So when the disc fluid gets pushed back, like a jelly donut, right? We talked about this before. When the jelly's supposed to be in the center of the jelly donut, when you sit, when you bend forward, sitting is just a form of forward bending. We're just propped like this. Then the disc fluid gets pushed back. So you want to make sure you keep an inward curve of your lower back as all the time, especially when you're sitting for prolonged periods. So there you go. There's my lumbar roll. Do the wiggle back first and then fill in the space. It feels really good. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about the different reasons why you can have low back pain. Typically, if you're younger, like under 60, under 40, you sit for long periods of time, you drive, you travel, you bend, you lift, you hurt, you're like, oh, you hurt yourself. That's typically a disc issue. That's when you want to make sure that's the jelly donut getting pushed back, irritating all the structures in back there, causing back pain, butt pain, hip pain, and sometimes going down your legs. If you're typically over 60 and you tend to start kind of curling forward, you've sat for a long time, your spine starts to reform, then it could be related to a stenosis. So disc issues, worse with sitting, worse with bending, worse with lifting. Stenosis, typically if you're older, is worse if you walk any length of time. Every time you walk a certain distance, you got to bend over, you get immediate relief. That's stenosis. Those 2 treatments are completely different and opposite of one another. So if any of the exercises that you have been taught or you're trying to do, if any of them increase your symptoms, then do the opposite and see if it feels better. And that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to show you my 4 favorite exercises. If any of them cause any pain, any increased pain whatsoever, then what do? You call your healthcare practitioner, whether it be your primary care physician, whether it be your nurse practitioner, but preferably, call your physical therapist, and then we can talk you through and evaluate and assess the reason why you're having your issues. So here we go. So my 4 favorite exercises are the press-ups. The press-ups are good because you're mechanically increasing that lordotic curve. Think if you're pumping the jelly back into the jelly donut, analogous to your disc fluid getting pushed back into the center of the disc space. You're also working on creating or maintaining that natural curve in your back. So press-ups, I will demonstrate. Let's see if you can see me here. So when you're, hanging around watching TV, instead of sitting on the couch, prop yourself on your elbows on the floor, and then what you do is you lift your forehead, chin, chest, and when you can't lift anymore, then you kick in your hands and you press up as high as you comfortably can. Straighten out your elbows, make sure your shoulders are relaxed, your head and neck are relaxed. Think about your 6 B's that we talked about in other videos, and then try to repeat this 10 times. Okay, again, if it increases your symptoms, the pain goes down your leg, stop. Hypothetically, if you're having discomfort, it should pull the pain out of your legs and make it more sore in your back. That's what you want. Okay, press-ups. Great. The next is the leg lengthener. So you're lying on your back. Bring one knee to your chest and lengthen the opposite leg. So pull your toes back, lengthen your heel, and really press your heel away from you so you're pulling your rib cage away from your pelvis, or your pelvis away from your rib cage. Create some space in here. So lengthen and release, lengthen and release. Switch sides if you want to add an arm lengthener to that. Then that's great too. I'm going to roll onto my stomach now. So hands and knees, opposite arm and leg. Okay, this is great because it's going to increase that lordosis again, but this is really great for your core. Lengthen one leg, reach the opposite arm. Think long thoughts. Reach the heel, reach the fingers, okay, and try to keep your box, which is the area, your box is the area between your rib cage and your pelvic bones. Keep that square and level to the ground. One arm, opposite leg, lengthen and reach, switch, set, and lengthen. Okay? I like to do about 20 of these, and as you're doing it, thinking about your 6 B's. Your bottom, which is your pelvic floor, engage that. Your belly, your box stays square, making sure that your head and neck are relaxed. That's your bobblehead, or shoulder blades, bobblehead, and then breathe. Okay? And then last but not least, lying on your belly, hug your knees into your chest, give them a big hug, and then just gently rock them side to side. Whatever feels better, if you want your feet up, or drop them down. Okay, when you're making transitional movements, watch me. I'm going to try to keep my box square. Whenever you get up off the floor, make sure you use both feet to get up. Okay, some people try to like, ugh! I'm just creating, this is an opportunity to show you want to use both feet. You have 2 feet, use them. Both feet up. All right, so this concludes my home remedies and self-management for low back pain, which include using a roll when you sit, doing the wiggle back, keeping your box square, and moving and doing something every day to take care of your low back and to prevent any injuries. If you have any questions, give us a call at Vineyard Complementary Medicine, or go to the web, or on our website. It's www.vcmpt.com. Our phone number is 508-693-3800. Again, this is Susan Sanford, and thank you so much for joining me.